Alright. Third spawn here on Scandinavia.
Oh, what the hell?
Um, yeah, I don't
That
know.
is so unfortunate. I think Fire clicked the bell by mistake.
Yeah, he's gonna be briefly housed here.
It's not a huge deal, but something like that really throws you off and kind of you feel like you're behind all game.
hmm I think he actually ended up getting on his sheep before BacT
Yeah.
anyway.
The good news for him is that he actually stole bacgio's sheep as well. Um, Not as big of a deal on this map because you have the extra boar.
hmm
But I think he stole 4 sheep from bacgio. I think he
Um,
did.
he stole two scouting sheep, right? Or one scout.
Yeah. So he stole all extra 4 sheep from bacgio. So he's gonna have an advantage of 8 sheep. So that might be
Oh my.
significant. Um, bacgio does have one of his boars really behind the forest as well. It's gonna be hard to get to.
Oh wow, yeah. I mean, all three are behind the forest. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate for me you can't use a re, but I mean, the two of them are far, but they're manageable.
And one last thing on top of that is that the water that's probably most accessible to bacgio has no fish whatsoever. Just one shore fish.
Yeah, the forest to the north of his base is kind of killing him. Just how ridiculously long it is. He can only get to the water basically in the far top left corner, and over here on the right side. Let's see, how's he? Well,
Well,
I don't
this is
know.
interesting. Bactrio is he hasn't found any of his boar yet. Um, so he's basically going for the deer now because he wants to avoid having an idle town center.
Oh
This is an
my.
absolutely terrible start for him. He wants to restart.
He's oh my god, he's not even heading in the right direction to
Yeah,
go for the border.
and
He doesn't know where they are. His sheep those are going to the oh my god. This
and
is
fired
awful.
asshole that he is, he's like, nope, you can't restart.
It's not him being an asshole. I mean the rules are the rules.
I know, I'm joking around, but this is absolutely
Oh
terrible for him.
wow.
He's gonna have like the equivalent of 3 or 4 villagers lost with the idle town center probably.
This is so bad for Bacchio.
On top of that, he can't make the dock, right? Because he's making a mill.
Oh
Um,
wow. Look at his
if
TC.
he manages to come back this game, this is gonna be one of the best comebacks in Age of Empire history.
Oh.
Let's see if he can pull it
He's a
off.
villain and a half behind, I think, right now.
So Fire just explored his boar, and Fire probably realizes what's going on if he's smart. Because he knows he stole 4 sheep, and he knows that he didn't pick any boar yet.
Oh
So
my god,
Fire,
he's gonna steal the boar too.
no, that was actually Backgeo. He was trying to lure the boar to his town center, and he failed.
Oh no.
Be be because he doesn't have, he doesn't want to send even more villagers out to have more idle time.
And Pax is just gonna. Oh man, and Fire's just gonna sit there. Look at him. He's patrolling back and forth in front of it. He knows that Eagle Warrior's weak. 29 hit points. He's got to send a villager as well. Oh, he's
Yeah.
gonna. And yeah, he can't fight obviously with a hit
He
weakened.
can pretty much, I think he can pretty much stop him from taking that boar if he chooses to, if he plays this well. Because he can block that villager so well. It's such a far lure. We'll see if he's successful at it.
Oh, he needs to run back to the
Um,
villager then.
yeah, he was a little bit late. He should have been blocking by now. We'll see if
Oh,
what
he
he.
needs to get I think into that narrow passage.
Yeah, he
Oh,
could have
too
done a
slow.
lot of damage in that narrow passage. Um, but that's only one boar. There's 2 more to go, so a lot of opportunity to stop him from taking those 2. And on top of that, look at Bakjio's villagers. They're moving back from the lumber camp back to the town center now and so on. That's all idle
Yeah.
time, right?
Oh, it's actually attacking the weak villager. He's gonna lose his villager. Oh my god, he lost a villager too.
So we're sitting at 23 against 19 population right now, which is huge for this. Oh, he's just gonna call it.
That's ridiculous. I can't believe that just happened. Yeah, that's rough. To be fair, I mean,
That it is. That is, yeah. But hey, it is what it is. That's, that's tournament games. This is why some people hate, like they hate laming, right? They call it laming because, you're put in a situation like that. There's nothing you can do, right? There's
mhm.
absolutely nothing you can do, and you lose the game.
it's it's the same as if you know, it's the same. I think reasoning that you don't include a map like so. I mean, I feel like Scandinavia it's not as bad maybe, but it's pretty close maybe to the Salt Marsh and how much the map can sometimes screw you, even if it's not like a bugged map per se. Certainly, I mean, I guess maybe Fire makes his own luck by scouting aggressively and getting the sheep of backed early, but it's
Yeah, I wouldn't give like, I mean, he played well, but I wouldn't give him too much credit because it basically it doesn't take a lot of skill to do that, right? But I mean, it's smart play. It's what you're supposed to do. But
User joined your channel.
any 1800 player, 1900 player could have done that, right? And that's why people get so mad about laming in Dark Age because sometimes it's just more luck than skill. But um, you'll always be on both sides. You'll be the guy laming, and you'll be the guy lamed. It,
right.
it, it'll be, at the end of the day, it'll even out.
I think backed certainly isn't going to be one to complain about people laming him.
Yeah. And what this game also does is it puts you like in a really negative mood, right? Like you can see back, he wants Fire to start. Fire is probably really happy now because he just picked up a free win, right? So, it's gonna,
Yeah.
it's gonna play a role even in the game after.
Oh, nope, nope. I just tried to update the score and I did it wrong. Let me do this again. So it's 2-1 for Fire. And I would just like to say, since I have a vested interest in it, the only person who has a chance of winning $1,000 from me now is Doggo, and he needs
Oh,
back to win the next two games.
interesting. There's still a lot of games to go. I really doubt somebody would get
Yeah,
all
I
the
know.
predictions right.
What?
I actually wanted to participate in your little, I guess, contest, but I missed the deadline, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was kind of like a last minute thing.
Yeah. If you
BZH
want,
asked me.
if you want, since we're such good buddies, maybe I can still enter.
Oh yeah, even though you know the outcome of four matches already,
Yeah, come
three
on, man.
matches,
I need to win.
3.5.
I need to win something.
It's actually it's not my money this time around.
Okay. Is that the same sponsor, I guess, putting up the money?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I'm just reading the chat. I'm reading all the hate from Hassan. I hope BacT loses 4 villagers from these boars. I hope he docks with no fish.
Well, I guess
Oh
uh,
my god.
I guess he'll be pretty happy.
Yeah, he'll definitely be happy when he sees the result. Oh my god, I'm tired, man. I'm gonna do one more game. I was planning on actually leaving after that third game, but it wasn't much of a game.
Yeah, how can you leave after that?
So one more
What
game
do they
and then
play
I'm gonna
to?
go to sleep.
It's not to anything. It's just 5 games, no matter what.
Gotcha.
It's funny though. I mean, I know Fire mentioned that he believes that Back kind of intentionally showed up late. I don't know, like it's some kind of mental edge that he would get.
Oh, you never know. Tournament games actually like involve a lot of,
Yeah, I, I
a
get
lot
it.
of games like that, right?
You
Like
gotta
mind
play the
games.
meta game. I get it.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
yeah,
whether or not I think that's what happened or not, but that's what Fire thinks, and maybe Fire's now kind of doing the same thing here. See,
Yeah, oh, definitely. I think he is.
he wants back to sit there and dwell on
Yeah, think
what
about
just
that loss.
happened
Oh, I definitely think he is.
in that what 7 minute 45 second ish win that Fire just
Yeah.
got.
Yeah.
Well, dude, what?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what time is it in Vietnam right now? I know it's late in Brazil.
I think it's 12 a.m. and 12 p.m. for them.
It should
Gotcha.
be around 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. in Vietnam right now.
Yeah, so certainly BacT's gonna have plenty of time to play. Maybe, I don't know. A Fire, I don't think would AFK like this if he was actually on a time constraint.
No, he messaged me. He said he had to go to the washroom. That's actually why
Yeah.
he's off.
Start the game already!
Okay, there he is. He's back.
Yes.
What's the next map? Do you know?
Yeah, it's gonna be COT map pack, and I think
yeah, that's
mirror.
interesting.
Let me just make sure it's actually mirror. I should be on top of this, but I'm not.
Yeah, it is.
I'm pretty sure it's Miro.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and I think the last one will be Arabia Mirror.
Yeah.
Here's Mem's call. He says it's going to be COT map pack's going to be Arabia Mirror. And then Game 5's obviously also going to be Arabia Mirror. I think that's what he's saying. But Nishi, I don't know. I'm not. That's not what I'm feeling. I'm feeling. I don't know. Let's take some guesses here while we sit here and wait. Let's all pick a map. I know there's some people here sitting in the team speak who are not really talking, but let's do it. Let's go around and all put
You
them.
have enough
Put it
people
in.
talking.
Yeah, I know. I can't shut up. I can't help it. Here, I'll start. I vote it's gonna be Golden Hill. All right, someone else. God, you guys are. No fun.
I don't think I even know most of the maps in COT.
Hills. I want to see hills, so I'm going to vote for hills.
Hey, how about that? Just say what map you'd most like to see. How about just say whatever it is in general? I'll tell you whether or not it's in COT map pack.
I want to see the one with the wood in the middle and the water all around.
Oh, and the water all around.
Hamburger?
Yeah, that one.
That map and with Viper and Jordan, where there was like a tiny patch of water in the center, but you could actually have boats and amongst trees and fish.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, you mean, well, sand maze? I don't know.
Sand maze? Yeah, I think.
Oh my God, did Mem just win? I think Mem just won.
Like we got Arabia.
What do you mean?
He said Arabia.
Oh God.
Why
I
do
like
we
this
let-
map
oh,
though.
man.
Why not?
Oh, all right. Well,
Spanish as well, you know, in Mem's
Sorry,
honor.
but what map is?
oh,
Arabia.
Arabia, Spanish War.
Spanish.
La
You
la
don't
la
have to
la
whisper.
la.
Comment.
Arabia and Spanish. Come on.
Come on. Oh man, it's funny. Fire pushes deer back before he even found his first 4 sheep.
Yeah, and that's really good. That's gonna give him like a perfect start.
All right, let's let's look at the maps here. I mean, I hate when my gold's like this personally. If you look at the gold for Fire, when it's like on that stupid hill and like in a weird place where you can't. I don't know. For me, I can't like see where to put my gold mine.
I'm pretty
I don't
sure
know.
no one likes it though. So
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean that's just bad gold in general. It's towards the it's not too far forward and it's kind of protected by the forest, but it's still gonna hurt a bit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think his map is pretty awful. It can easily be towered. He can get hit from the right or left, and he can't really wall that off too well unless he makes like a huge wall. It's gonna be open on both right and left hand side. It's a really awful map.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
normally when you're pretty close to the edge of the map, like like fire is, you're like, oh, sick. Should be pretty easy to wall, and if I have anything in the back, it's basically safe. But all he has in the back is berries, and he's got
Yeah.
pretty large openings.
Yeah. The things that are going well for him though is the fact that the deer is so close, so he's gonna bring all four in, I think. And then the other thing going for him is the fact that it's Spanish War, so we probably won't see archers. And archers are what are really dangerous in a bad map like this because they can, they can hit your economy and take out a ton of villagers before you can react.
We have a pause curiously 5 seconds before the 4 minute mark, which I'm pretty sure I think is 4 minutes the restart limit.
I believe so, yes.
So it's possible. Well, we haven't really talked about BacGio's map here. Okay, BacGio was actually calling a re.
I don't know why he called that re. He had a pretty decent map. It wasn't really wallable, but...
Actually, yeah, it's actually pretty awful too. I mean, it's not as bad as Fires, but he doesn't know how bad Fires is.
Well, in any case, we'll have a little restart here. We're gonna have another Spanish Wars on Arabia. 4-game 4 here, which Fire's currently winning 2-1, maybe throwing a bit of a monkey wrench into BacGio's plans, I assume, for winning first place. A lot of people, I think, had
already!
Well, for
penciled
me,
him
I
in.
definitely think Fire is the favorite for this matchup, believe it or not. He's an extremely underrated player.
In this matchup, as in on this matchup on Arabia's Spanish Wars, or in this matchup as a whole on the best of
No,
five?
and yeah, in the best of 5, I think he's the favorite by far.
Interesting.
He is so underrated. It's pretty crazy. He's probably top 10 for me. Maybe even like top 6. He didn't do too well the last 1v1, and that's because he went against Viper. And who does well against Viper?
Fair enough.
Just Jordan, other than that.
Exactly.
Interesting that, I mean, Fire was asking me the map, which implies to me that after BacGio resigned, he didn't take a look at it. That BacGio resigned, he just immediately went back. But whatever.
User entered your channel.
So BacGio is probably hoping for a Green Arabia because it suits his playstyle better. We'll see if he gets it or not.
And it's also the actually only map he's won thus far in this series. To be fair, he won it pretty handily, I would say.
The other interesting thing to see will be what kind of strategy the player goes for. Will they go for Drush? Will they go for Scouts? Will they go for Knights or for the unique unit? It's gonna be interesting. I really like this war. It's not your typical Expos.
I think a Drush into Conks is likely for at least one of the players.
Yeah, we'll see. It depends on your map too, right? How easy to wall the map is. Oh. Another desert Arabia.
Indeed.
I swear Barry's map is worse this time.
Oh, it definitely is. I think he had a better shot the game before.
Well, Fire has got his main goal pretty close to him, even if it is a little bit far. He does have that hill to the north of him, which are where his 2 stones are. I don't know. So let's. Why do you guys think BacGio's map is so bad? Let's start there.
He doesn't have the best wood, and his gold is pretty upfront, right? It is better than Fire's, I think, though. Doesn't have that big hill.
Any chance you think Fire uses a restart here?
Yeah, I think he will.
So I'm trying to
I
think.
think he will. His map is bad. The only reason he might not restart because he wants a Desert Arabia against bacgio.
Fire used a restart on game 2 and 3 already, so this would be his last restart, is that correct?
Yeah. So maybe that's another reason why he won't use it, just so he has one just in case for the next game.
And bacgio obviously can't restart since he's already used his, but he, I believe, will still have his available for game 5, which is also going to be in Arabia. Mirror, not necessarily Spanish, obviously.
So Fire is going for his boar already. I assume he's gonna go for fast feudal and scouts. See if that's the case.
He actually got his villager luring that boar before even the third lumberjack.
Yeah,
there.
it was extremely fast.
Actually, has managed to push a deer already back towards his town center. As we're approaching the 4-minute mark, so let's see what Fire chooses to do. He walled his villager in just to be safe. So I assume he's just going to go for it, because I don't think he'd take that precaution yet, and he's not calling a re. So he's just going to try to wall off the top of that hill, I would assume.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. Bacchi is gonna rush, Fire's gonna go scouts. I like seeing both players do a different strategy. It makes for a more fun game in my opinion.
Indeed. Yeah, so as you kind of alluded to, you can see 4 on wood here for BacT. Interesting that he lures that deer back towards the town center, and he just keeps one villager on it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a waste.
Fire's the one who's going to get the scouting the opponent down first here. You can see him running by the... He, actually, I don't know, thought maybe could have gone after that one villager by the berries. But he doesn't choose to do it.
Usually berries are really close to the town center. The villager can always run back and you just end up hurting your scout.
Mm-hmm.
There's not too much benefit from going after a villager on the berries. Maybe a villager on the wood, you do that sometimes because the wood is far enough.
BacT's making, I don't know what he's doing with these houses. But he's kind of walling off the south side, but presumably he's going to be going for that gold anyway.
Yeah, he was just waiting to make that racks and he's doing that now. So it's important that Fire finds that. Otherwise he's going to be in for a surprise, and the map is really open. Doesn't look like he's going to find it.
It seems... Oh, okay, I see what he's doing. He doesn't need to get the gold yet because he hasn't loomed. Oh, well, now he's looming, actually. Oh, did he already get the gold? Did I miss this? Where's his... Oh, he took it way from the front. Interesting. I didn't see that. Oh, man, as he starts that giant wall to the left of his base as BacT, yeah. Fire's already clicked up now. He did a 22 pop up. Quite a bit of... He's chosen to lumber camp the same kind of fires to the south of his base.
Oh my god, bacgio was going for just a massive, massive wall.
Interesting.
So the question is going to be, is he going to be able to delay Fire's scouts enough so Fire doesn't hit his economy? You know, how much can the militia do? We'll find out.
There's a space between the barracks and that forest, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Well, there's a lot of spaces right now.
Right.
But there's definitely a space there that he might not have noticed.
Monday?
Fire just got his warning that there are militia coming for him.
Disconnected from your channel.
Indeed, here they come, but they're on the wrong side of the barracks as he runs up that hill.
Yeah.
Fire
The
starting to wall.
lumber, yeah, the lumber is really easy to wall. And ooh, fire's gonna pick off a villager maybe. We'll see. No, he's not gonna go for it.
Here comes BacT, but he's going to the bottom of Fire's base, which isn't gonna work for him. So Fire may have the advantage here, as BacT actually is gonna. He's not even really finishing his walls yet. There's still openings to the north, far north, and the far east.
So BacT tried to walk into the town center. He was hoping Fire doesn't notice, and he took a lot of TC Fire.
Oh my.
He actually lost half hit points on both the scout and 2 of the militia.
Well, Fire's still using a scout that's inside the base of BacT to try to be annoying. Oh, well, I didn't see this. BacT did actually eventually see and wall that gap between the barracks and the trees.
Yeah, BacT was about to lose his scout too. It got separated from the rest of his army. One thing to note is that I think BacT was going to wall in time, but even if he does, he wasted a lot of resources on that huge wall. Well, looks like Fire spotted one of his villagers on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I think he's gonna bring villagers over in time to save it, looks like. Yeah, Fire's gonna back away. Chill on top of that hill. Oh, but he can bring over a second scout and at least buy himself some time. Oh no, he needed to run away, obviously. And he loses that scout.
He's definitely gonna go for that villager, I think.
Oh, but now he can bring in more scouts here. He's bought himself at least enough time to bring in these additional scouts. He's going to be able to at least take out this one villager, although he's taking a lot of damage on that one scout. Takes out one villager, now he's going to have to back away. He's got 3 scouts, and 2 of them are at kind of critical health, but he's catching out this one woodcutter, but not going to be able to do much. And you can see the food counts.
Fire pretty much stopped. He stopped making scouts, so he's going to prepare to go up as well. You're right, he is behind. When it comes to the food count, but I think he's going to be able to catch up. He does have more farms right now. He does have more villagers on food.
Oh, takes out another villager there. Nice micro, picking out that weak villager that I think was actually from Borlor. I don't think he actually did that much damage to it. But he's down to just 1 scout now. As
There's one more weak villager. I think he's going to try and go for it, maybe. Or not. I guess he's just gonna use a scout to explore. One thing to note is that BacGio made a huge wall, but it's pretty much useless in Castle Age. It's not gonna buy him much because it is a palisade wall.
And he's obviously gonna want to save his stone.
Yeah, so he put in all that effort to keep the scouts out, but the scouts did go in and do damage on him.
And you can
So
see
go
ahead.
I think the wall was it failed. It definitely wasn't a good investment.
Yeah, and Fire's already caught up in food, by the way. He's actually ahead.
And
now.
that's just because he's got so many more farms, right? He's got a much stronger economy. Sometimes people think you don't want to do scouts because they take up a lot of food, but they also force you to make more farms. So when you stop making them, then you end up going up faster.
Yeah, but you can see what Fire's doing. He's just picking random spots in the wall to attack and forcing BacT to take villagers away. His walls are pretty far from pretty much all of his villagers. He's got to move away from gathering resources just to reinforce those walls there.
A lot of idols.
Just being annoying, and it's doing a good job. BacT is up to castle just before Fire here. He has now clicked up. And he's ahead in stone count too. He'll certainly have the stone to immediately drop a castle. So, I mean, I guess I would assume the castle for Fire is going to go on top of that hill where most of his resources are. Where does the castle go for BacGio?
It's really hard to say. Maybe towards the front, maybe towards the gold.
Towards that main gold.
I don't know because I mean, he walled so big that the castle isn't gonna help protect his base much.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to say.
It seems like he maybe has more reinforcement behind his walls over to like the right side of his TC. So maybe he'd castle to the left.
Interesting thing is Fire did pick off some villagers, but they're actually he's actually not really ahead in terms of villager count.
Mm-hmm.
So BacT was actually ahead by 1 villager, even though Fire picked off 2 villagers, I think. Fire does have the wheelbarrow upgrade though.
So that's where that time went. Castle Age now completed for BacT, and yeah, he's going right by that main gold to the front of his base, dropping that castle.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Fire's also got the stone to drop his castle now. He's up to Castle Age himself.
Fire, yeah, I was gonna say Fire's gonna drop it in front of his stone mines. That's gonna help him protect his stone miners and his gold miners to an extent.
Yeah, it's funny. Sometimes you may think I don't know, when you've got like a lot of clustered resources, that it's dangerous because you can, if you lose that spot, you lose all of them. But I guess it goes the other way too. If you can defend that spot, you can defend all of them equally with that castle there.
Yeah, most of the time when you have a disadvantage, I mean, a lot of times it comes with an advantage, like you said. It's just how you play the map. You have to learn to play the map, basically. You have to adjust your strategy to it.
Second town center going up by the gold that BacT was mining to the northwest of his base.
So, an open map like this in Spanish Wars is going to involve keeping your castle working 100% of the time, and you want to get out as much army as you can, because if you can get more army than your enemy, you can pretty much take control of this game. I mean, conquistadors are just so powerful.
The one thing I'll say, a huge upgrade advantage here for Fire. He's got bloodlines and 2 armor upgrades, while BacT doesn't even have a stable. Obviously, that's one advantage to going scouts. You've already got that stable built.
Yeah, Fire, like you said, he's going all in. He's still one town center.
Even if he's
he
maybe
needs to be
one conk
careful.
behind, I think he can do this if he micros correctly.
The other thing that I expect is a monastery, and yeah, there it is. So Fire's making a monastery, so that's gonna help supplement your army, because you can only make so many conquistadors out of your castle.
Ooh, he does lose 1 conk there. His BacT kind of runs under the town center, or sorry, the castle, but it's taking too much damage.
That wasn't too bad. That was 1 for 1. Yeah, I expect Fire to start pumping out monks. He should be doing that and playing more aggressive now. Ooh, and look at that. He's gonna stop back from walling, I think. Yeah, he pretty much did.
Here come the conks from BacT, but he's outnumbered. By the way, he is getting his 3rd town center up. It is BacT. So Fire needs to do something here.
BacT was playing pretty clever, right? He attracted the conquistadors so he can wall a little bit more. But I do think Fire has the better strategy right now, playing more aggressive. Just because the conquistadors are such powerful.
He's in. He's gonna get in here. He's broken the palisade wall. He's gonna get in right by this market. 5 conquistadors getting into these unprotected stone mines and farmland here. For BacT, he's only got 2 conquistadors now. He's got to delete some walls to bring the rest of them in. Again, he's still considerably behind on the upgrades. You can see he doesn't have the bloodlines. He doesn't have a single armor upgrade. He can't fight this, I don't think, unless he pulls off ridiculous micro, and Fire just kind of sits there.
Yeah.
Ooh, picking off 1 is BacT.
Yeah.
Unlucky he wasn't able to kill that villager. Again, obviously conks are pretty inaccurate units, so sometimes... Oh, is he gonna go right find this wood camp? Siege Workshop somewhat blocking him, maybe just in time. Is BacT making a monk out of the monastery? No, he's not. And by the way, Fire does actually have the second town center up now. So it's not like it's quite as much all or nothing here. But he is behind
Yeah,
on
but
town centers.
he only made the second town center afterwards. He wanted to make sure that he can keep Conquistador production going all the time from his castle. Something that bacgio didn't do, right? That's how Fire is outnumbering him.
Oh, and he stops him from bringing up that second siege workshop, and he is now all in on these woodcutters. This is really bad
Yeah.
as Fire tries to run.
This is
Oh
huge.
my god, in on these woodcutters. He's taking out 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh my god, this is so bad for BacT. He's not even bringing his conquistadors. I think he realized he's so far out upgraded that he can't really fight these conquistadors. He's lost, what, 7 villagers there?
Yeah, they're just so powerful in an open map like this. You can't fall behind an army. You cannot.
You can see the production's continued for Fire. He's got more waiting to come in to the south, although BacT has now rewalled. There's still openings, I think, maybe to the right side when BacT deleted that wall. I'm not sure if he reclosed that. There's also palisades to the left side that he could pretty easily break through. He knows his castle is here to the south, so I'm sure he won't trap himself into there. He needs to be careful with this monk.
Oh yeah,
good.
he's definitely gonna convert a unit. There you go.
Oh, he's running. He has to know that. Oh, he tried to take out that farmer, but tough for him. Now he's pretty far outnumbered to the point that the upgrades aren't quite as decisive here. BacT also finally got that first armor upgrade, but no bloodline still.
Yeah, but even if he loses all his army now, it's not a big deal because they did a lot of damage in terms of idols and taking out villagers. Look at the population difference if you compare that. They're 12 population.
And he's got his third town center up, so it's not like he's gonna be very far behind, if at all, considering the eco damage he's done here. He has now lost it, but
It's too bad he lost the Conquistadors, but like I said, they kind of did their job. He didn't come out behind there.
still trying to find a way back in with his newly made conquistadors here. You see the 5 running, or 6 actually running across the front of the walls here.
The other really important thing to note is Fire is making his second castle, so he's going to be able to pump out even more. bacgio is not going to be able to keep up. It's going to be 2 castles against 1.
Yeah, bacgio just now trying to put up his 3rd town center over there to the right, or 4th town center I should say, to the right side by where he had lost all those villagers on wood. Still no stable for him. I don't know, I feel like he kind of needs that Bloodlines upgrade.
Yeah, I would rather see a stable rather than a 4th town center that he's not gonna... I don't think he's really gonna be able to sustain that. We'll see. I guess he is sustaining it. I'd still rather see I'd rather see upgrades.
I think he might not be able to sustain it if he also sustained conch production. You can see his castle is idle now, as he is now putting up a stable. Ooh, he does get the wall up in time, but he's going to lose a couple of villagers over here to the top side of his base.
Yeah, that kind of scared Fire from walking in, but really he should have just walked in. I mean, he has +4 on his Conquistador, so the town center does only 1 damage to him.
And the stable is up for BacT, but he hasn't started the Bloodlines upgrade yet. BacT can... Well, Fire, I think, should take this fight.
Oh, he should fight it. Yeah, absolutely.
But he's going to run away, and Bloodlines will finish here for BacT probably by the time Fire next chooses to engage. Still on
He
3
probably
turns
knows that he can fight it, but I think the reason he's not fighting it is he doesn't want to... Maybe he doesn't want to play risky.
Kind of
Because he
chilling
thinks he's ahead.
on top of this hill, or cliff, I guess, as he brings in some more conchs to the opposite side, but he's running to stone walls, so I'm not sure he's really going to be able to break through over there.
Oh, they're gonna break through the house in no time. They do a lot of damage to buildings.
Not seeing anything from BacT to try to put up any buildings behind it. Oh man, he's gonna get in, he's gonna get in. Oh, he's trying to bring something over now. He's bringing a monk, but
He's got
it's
the
not gonna be in
monks
time.
coming. We'll see how many he manages to convert. He's gonna take 2, I think.
Oh, he only got
1,
one.
so that's pretty good.
Meanwhile, here's the fight over here, but I've been sitting on top of this hill is Fire, and BacT is going to have to back away 1 loss for each as Fire moves in onto these stone miners, which are so far away from any town center. You can see him starting to immediately move them and evacuate them out of that area. Also, the farmers in the area. You can see, oh man, this is really good for Fire, and BacT is now going to retreat the remaining conquistadors back to deal with what's going on back in his home base. Do you like Fire going in here? He's going to kind of trap himself.
I think he needs to be careful because he is going Imperial. He should just play safer. You know, he's going Imperial. He had more army. He could have just gotten some trebuchets out. But yeah, that definitely wasn't the best decision for him to go in like that. He needed to keep more army. He's still in a really good spot though.
As you mentioned, Imperial has been researched for Fire, or started to research about a third of the way up. Not really on the horizon here for BacT, who's still got to deal with all these conquistadors over to the left side. He's missing the second armor upgrade, but it's not nearly as bad as it was when he didn't have bloodlines or any armor upgrades.
Fire just needs to be careful. Like he just needs to play safe because he's got 2 castles to 1 and he's going Imperial. So he's you know he has a pretty big advantage as long as he doesn't waste more army.
So what's the plan for Fire here once he hits Imperial Age?
He just gotta outmass him, get more conquistadors out, and then basically a trebuchet. And as soon as he gets that castle down, BacT is not gonna really be able to come back.
BacT has now hit up to Imperial Age. Gonna be like maybe, I don't know, 2 minutes behind or so.
Yeah. But he's still on 1 castle though. That's really important. So he can only make army from 1 building, which is huge. Because at this point they both have big economies, so they can sustain bigger army production.
Imperial Age now finished for Fire.
So he's making 2 trebuchets, but unfortunately he got housed. It's gonna slow him down a little bit.
Oh my. He did make his 4th town center, by the way. I didn't catch that, but it's over there on the far left side of the map next to his 2nd town center. Picking up a relic here.
Yeah, this is his 2nd relic actually.
As he tries to take the hill. But BacT certainly not going to engage here. Treb's just about to come out. And I'm not sure where BacT is going. He's going over to the left side of the base of Fire. It's actually open. He could do some pretty good damage here. Fire needs to be careful.
That's a really good decision because he needs to basically have Fire chase him around so he can buy more time. He can't sit at home and just wait for Fire to trap him. He needs to somehow buy more time, and that's what he's doing now.
Oh man, he's gonna kill so many villagers here.
Yeah, you can see Conks with +2. They can basically just sit under town center Fire. Like he shouldn't even be running right now. He should have taken out the rest of the villagers. Because the town center doesn't do anything. It's like having knights with +4 armor. It's the same thing.
True. He's maybe bought Fire some time to bring his own conks back.
Yeah, but Fire is still outproducing him. He's trubbing his base and he's got more conks coming. You can see BacT is switching to pikemen now, just because he needs to make some sort of army, I think. Because the preference would be conquistadors, but because he can't get those out, he's gonna do pikemen.
And BacT's in full retreat over on the left side. He's got nothing to deal with the Trebs coming down on these castles. 3 Trebs. He's trying to repair it as best he can, but I can't see how this is possibly going to stay alive. Meanwhile, a forward castle has been built over on the right side of BacT's base. This is looking really bad for BacT. As he tries to bring in these conquistadors to maybe try to get onto these Trebs and take them out, but he's in hot pursuit. Fire is from the backside. Here he comes to try to pinch or attack. He's actually losing a couple here as BacT does a good job kind of hitting and running. But once the run of the armory comes in here for Fire, oh, here come the Halbs. 2 armor upgrades on them.
Yeah, these are just gonna drop like flies. I think Fire's gonna be able to
Yeah.
out micro them so
There's no way
easily.
Fire's gonna let him actually get those helps close enough to those conks to do damage.
And look at Fire. He's actually microing his trebuchets to hit the conquistadors.
Love it.
One thing to note is that he does have elite conquistadors also, so that gives him 15 extra hit points and the extra attack. He does have extra armor, so his conquistadors are so much stronger.
Oh yeah. Oh, kind of like what does he do? He's backed himself into a corner here.
Yeah.
Wow. Impressive play from Fire here. He's done really well. The whole series, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he just played better with the civilization. Spanish War, you know, like when you have castles up, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to focus on army and micro your army. Not focus on booming and so on. BacT was making more halberdiers, but they're just gonna get out microed really easily, I think.
Yeah, just an awful position for BacT here. Halbs are they're walking to their deaths. And now they're actually running away from their deaths.
Yeah, and notice Fire is adding archeries. I think he's gonna go for hand cannoneer. And the reason is, you don't have to... I mean, even conks do great against halberdiers, but hand cannoneers you don't have to micro as much. Oh, and there you go, he called it.
Wow. Really
GG.
nice play from Fire there. And he's taking a 3-1 lead here over BacT in a series that it seems no one but you gave him a chance. Maybe I don't know. I feel like
He's
BacT was the
so
favorite.
underrated in my opinion. Fire is so underrated. I played against both, and I feel like Fire is a better player. I don't know.
Well, in any case, we're gonna move